Guys, it's Bob from the K6 UDA radio show, and when I'm not stuffing my face full of sausages or making the ham radio show
And you're watching the Ham Radio 2.0 video podcast, available on live from the hamshack.tv and YouTube.
YouTube 73s, and see you on DMR.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am Bradley Roof.
Howdy, this is Jake. Follow Jason's videos on his YouTube channel, Ham Radio 2.0, or live from the hamshack.tv. Feel free.
Hi, this is Bob, K0NR,
And I'm Joyce, K0JJW.
on the summit of Pikes Peak, doing Summits on the Air, and you're watching
Kilo. Love your show. Love Ham Radio 2.0. Thanks, mate. Keep them coming. Bye.
This is Adam, call sign AD0AM in Dyersville, Iowa. And you are watching the Ham Radio 2.0 video podcast series, available on...
And then we're gonna first. Does anybody here have a 990? There's a few. That is one awesome rig.
Hi, this is Sean, W9SLN, and you're watching the Ham Radio.
You bet, thank you. Peace, everybody. Make America great again.
There you go. Okay. Refresh. There it goes. Yeah. Yeah, apparently there's some buffering going on. I don't know if it's I've tried to turn a couple of things down on my side. I don't know if it's on my side or what it is, or if it's just you, I guess. The internet down here in I'm on Galveston Island again. We got here yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And the internet down here is not as great as it is at home. However, I streamed down here from down here 2 or 3 times when I was here last month. So I don't know. We'll see what we see. Frank, I'm going to bring you in real quick. Actually, that's better. Okay.
Just tell me when to go.
I'm ready. Go. You're on there.
Go. I'm on there. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Kilo Golf 5 Alpha Hotel Juliet. Frank, how's it going?
Yeah. So
we are back. Well, we didn't go anywhere. We had a busy weekend.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, busy weekend.
How long did we stream for? 6+ hours total?
6 hours. Closer to probably 8, because I think it was like 2.5 hours on Thursday, 2.5 hours on Friday, and just maybe like 7.5. Something like that. So people are saying, "Hey, Frank," in the chat. So I guess it looks okay. My screen, I'm trying to close as many tabs as I can so that it's. So I think the connection is probably on my side, but I don't know. I mean, because I got Frank coming in through Skype and it's perfect, and if I watch the stream on my side, it's perfect. So I close that stream because there's maybe too many things incoming and outgoing right now. So I don't know.
And I'm not getting video, so that's less bandwidth going up.
Yeah,
too, so.
yeah. He's not giving me, or I'm not sending video to him anymore. So, but but you're watching the YouTube stream, right?
Yes, I have the YouTube stream up, but that's the 40-second delay.
Right. Yeah. So you're listening to me, but watching the video. Yeah. Dan.
Wow, my hair is really all over the place. Didn't need to nerd out on that for a bit.
No, it's all right. So Mr. Disorganized asks, does Ham Radio 2.0 have a Discord? What is it? Yeah. hamradio2.com/Discord. Frank can post that in the chat.
You can join us in the Discord throughout the week and give us a shout. There's many different sub-channels that you can join and say hey and ask your questions there. There is someone probably much more knowledgeable than Jason and I to answer your questions.
Yeah, that's probably true. Let's see. In fact, it's streaming. Yeah, so we're streaming to the live stream -chat channel in Discord. I've got the restream is working for the moment. So that's all good. Okay, K8MRD is in the house. The Smoking Ape is in the house. Ape, I saw you in there earlier. Ham Radio Crash Course is in the house. Let's see.
Know what we missed today?
What?
Noel.
No, he's in there.
Due to the buffering. Well, no, in the intro video. The buffering. I didn't see him.
Oh, you didn't see him? Oh,
in the intros because we had buffering
issues.
issues.
Maybe, buffering issues. So
Did we get 3 new submissions that we could put in there to take Noel out? Because we said we'll do that if we got 3
No,
new
we
ones.
didn't. No, we haven't got any new submissions yet.
Oh, come
So,
on, guys!
No, I know
this
it.
is easy.
Nobody wants to be on. Nobody wants to be on live stream. That's cool. Frank, what are you drinking tonight, man?
I am just bending down to pull it out. I got a bag next to me with a bunch of frozen ice packs to keep it cold, so I don't have to get up. But I got Hoppenstein Monarch.
Monarch.
This is a American lager.
Yeah, that's like
their. Call me a little light person for drinking it, but
that's the lightest beer they have. I don't mean that as a dig. I mean, at least you're not the smoking ape and drinking Miller Lite. That's all I gotta say. So, and I'll say that because he's in the chat right now. So.
And tonight I'll be drinking out of a can because I forgot to grab a glass.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Hey, you know what? I went to the Hummel store, and they still have this gingerbread stout. They have a case and a half of it. She's like,
you went to the homeless store?
Hummel's. The name of it is Hummel's. That's the little convenience store down the road here in Galveston.
Okay.
So they still had. They said. She said, "Yeah, it hadn't been selling." She goes, "Do you want all of it?" I said, "Sure." You make me a discount? She goes, "No."
Oh.
No, I'm not gonna buy all of it.
I'm doing you a favor.
I know it.
Get it off your hands.
Yeah.
Clearing up inventory.
Yeah. No, it's not a butterfly opener. It's the end of a corkscrew for a wine bottle. So anyway, it looked like a butterfly knife, didn't it?
A little bit.
Good. All right. So I can't see. So I've got the chat here, but since I'm not streaming the video, you're gonna have to keep up with me and tell me how many people are watching.
Okay,
So,
I could definitely do that. That would be pretty easy. So far, we have 52.
Oh, good. Okay, that's pretty good.
We're a little bit early today.
Yeah.
Caught me off guard.
Yeah. I started the long intro. It's like a 5-minute intro.
But I meant more like I thought we started usually at 7, not 6.
Okay, that's a good point. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes. Normally we start at 7.
Segue master here.
I moved it to 6. Because I want to, for a couple different reasons. Number one, I wanted to do not so late for the East Coast guys, and the West Coast guys are all on there, and that's cool. But since it's Sunday, I didn't think it was too early for them, so 7 o'clock at night seemed like it was a little bit late. So a lot of the other guys stream at 5 p.m. their local time. So I thought, I'll do 6 p.m. my local time. We might move it to 5 at some point, but I think I'll probably keep it at 6 for now. So we usually go to an hour to an hour and a half, something like that. So that way I can end by like 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock at the most if it's a really good stream.
Mm-hmm.
But so 6 o'clock is probably going to be the time moving forward, and it is going to be every other Sunday still. I've talked about going every Sunday. And I would like to do that eventually, but right now I don't have plans to do that. Our 4th Sunday of the month is the Sunday that the YouTubers Bunch and I all get together and record our episodes. So I have to figure out how to finagle around that if I end up going every Sunday. But I would like to do it, but right now, like I said, I don't have any plans to do it. So we'll see what I've got. Something reflecting. It's looking weird. It looks like I have something right here, but I don't. So anyway.
I do like one comment from the chat from Nizhel, N-Z-L-H-E-D.
Yes.
Nezel.
Yes.
He has a fire pit going, lines in the water, and watching Ham 2.0. That is a awesome way to watch
That
us,
is great.
And I would love to see a picture in the general chat.
That is great. Okay. Yes, for sure. What kind of headset? This is a Xiberia. It starts with an X. Xiberia. If you go to my kit.co website and go down to the computer and video stuff, it's in there. I got it on Amazon. It's just an Amazon. There. Frank just posted the link to that. So,
and to counter his little setup for tonight, I did enjoy a couple pipe bowls down by Lake Grapevine today, and I was trying to hit the DMR repeaters around, and I was able to hit them. Didn't get a comeback though. I was on the Texas statewide.
Clarify what you mean by pipe bowls.
I mean
an actual tobacco pipe. Just want to make that clear.
Discord.
Yeah.
I can't, and I don't, and I won't do the other stuff.
Yeah. So good deal. Okay, so 5 years ago yesterday. Okay, so
5.
5 years ago. Okay, so I'm going to tell.
I've known you that long?
I have. You've known me a lot longer than that. I'm going to tell you guys a quick story, which some of you have been watching me for a while have probably heard before, but I'm going to make it real short, okay? So I used to run a website called GrapevineAmateurRadio.com, and I sold Chinese radios, TYT, TH9800, and a few others like that. I kept getting the same question over and over and over again about about how to program that radio. So I thought, well, I'm gonna make a video, and I'll put it up there. It was ugly. You should see it. It was go back and watch the oldest video that I've got. I wonder if I could pull that up here. So I made that video. I put it up there, and I saved the link to it because I'm just like, well, I'm just going to when people email me or they call me and they ask me how to do one of these things that everybody's asking me to do, I'm just going to send them the link to this video. So I did that, and that was like August, September-ish, something like that of 2014. I uploaded the video, and honestly, I didn't look at it for like 4 or 5 months. I went back to it sometime later, and I saw that it had like 5,000 or 7,000. I don't remember what the exact number was. 5,000 or 7,000 views, and I'm like, oh my gosh, people are actually watching this video, because I hadn't sent that many people there. But it was crazy. So I thought, well, maybe, and then about that time I got to thinking, well, maybe there's something to this this site. Frank, I'm going to take you off for just a second, and I'm going to go over here, and this is what the video looked like, right? You can see how dark it is. You can see that it's terrible, dude. It was terrible. It had 87,000 views. I've thought about redoing it just because, for the heck of it. But anyway, so that was a fun time. So anyway, so fast forward a few months, and I got this idea about doing more videos about ham radio on YouTube, and then it was May 2nd of 2015 when I uploaded the first video, which was a DMR presentation a friend of mine, Kent, WA5YXS, and I did at a local ham radio club in North Richland Hills is what it was. In North Richland Hills, it was a presentation there, and that was the first video that I ever gave the title of Ham Radio 2.0 to. So, yeah, hopefully, yeah, people are saying it's refresh. There we go. So, apparently I can't play a video on YouTube and stream to YouTube at the same time with this freaking connection down here. So sorry about that, guys. I will try to, the next live stream, we will be back at home. So, watching from the Virgin Islands, Tony, NP2Q,
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. So anyway, so it's been a wild ride over the last 5 years. I've very much enjoyed making all these videos. I've got a lot of new episodes upcoming. I've got several recorded already. I've got ideas for new stuff. Some of the best videos I've done, in my opinion, some of the best videos I've done is the YouTubers Bunch videos with Josh, Bob, Sterling, Kyle, Smokin' Ape,
Kyle,
Kevin, Steve and Steve times 2. And a lot of these guys, David's in there sometimes, Tommy's in there sometimes, Johnny's in there sometimes. So really good videos, collaboration videos. We get together and talk about just whatever the heck, which will lead me into, let me see over here. I'm going to do a screen grab here, and then I'm going to go there. Nope. Yeah, just like that. So I want to address this real quick. Frank, I'm going to take you off of there again.
Go ahead.
So we had talked about doing a YouTubers Hamfest, and it was going to be on May 16th, and I'm going to show you guys an updated promo to that here in a second. But Hamvention came out and said, just to clear up any confusion. And we weren't trying to confuse anybody. We were just thinking, hey, since they already canceled Hamvention, why don't we do this? And there was some back and forth with those guys, and we're like, hey guys, we don't want to step on anybody's toes, so we're just going to say, okay, fine, we're going to move ours out. We're going to do, instead of doing May 16th, we're going to do May 23rd, which is Memorial Day weekend, and I think it might actually work out better. So we're really excited about that still. And I've got an updated promo to show you guys here. I think that's not it. Oh, there it is. It is a local file. So, yeah, hopefully. Let me know. Okay, Frank, I'll be able to hear you, but not them. So let's see if we can find this. Bummed that Hamvention isn't happening this year?
Yeah, so are we.
Just like you, we were looking forward to seeing all the new radios.
Antennas.
Ham radio toys.
Seeing all the industry folks.
Learning new skills and
getting the latest information on our hobby.
We were also looking forward to seeing other creators.
And having a beer or two.
Or maybe a little crown.
Yeah, we were bummed.
But we came up with an idea.
We're getting together live.
But isolated.
And we want to bring you the latest,
the greatest,
and the largest virtual ham radio show ever attempted.
Ever.
Ever.
Ever. Ever.
Ever.
Ever!
On Saturday, May 16th, 2020.
Join all of us YouTubers
as we gather live on each of our channels.
And bring you everything new,
cool,
and amazing in ham radio technology.
Join me.
Join me.
And me.
And
some of these
guys.
All day Saturday.
Along with
all of us.
For the YouTubers Hamfest.
We'll see you there, okay, guys? Later.
Okay, so we are back, Frank. And it's obviously a lag there, so... Anyway, YouTubers Hamfest, May 23rd. You can find information at youtubershamfest.com. We registered a website. There's not much up there right now, but as soon as we have a confirmed schedule, it will be posted on that website, which we'll share from all our channels. And we also put if you go to that link right now, you will see a schedule of regular live streams from all the YouTubers bunch who do not all of us do live streams. Hosh does a live stream every Saturday. Well, Hosh and Callum both do live streams every Saturday. Steve Goodgame, K5ATA, I think he's going to start on Wednesdays. He started last week. He did a really good live stream last week about teachers and teaching amateur radio to students. It was really good.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Yeah. So
I missed it.
I've got, Steve just posted in the chat there. So mine is every other Sunday. Like I said, I might expand on that later. More to come on that anyway. So that is the, hey, Bill Brady's in the house. KF5ZBL, thanks for joining us there, Bill.
Talking about the chat here, Rail, KJ4PIU said, with my hair tonight, I look like a rock band drummer.
You do. He's right. He's correct on that.
Well, I was a drummer in high school.
So, okay. I'm not going to ask why, Steve. He said it would be premiere this week, so that's fine. But good. Okay, so what you're all probably most of you are here for is our giveaway we're going to do.
We're doing a giveaway?
We're doing a giveaway. Yeah.
Oh,
and I sent you the link to the Gleam website, right?
I'm going to claim ignorance, but it's posted in the chat.
I sent it to you on Discord, in the private message on Discord. Oh, there it is. Okay.
It's posted already in the chat.
Okay. So I'm going to go over there. Okay. Well, I'm not watching that. Let me kill that and go here. Okay. Now I'm going to turn away from you, or turn off of you again, Frank. And then here's the Gleam.io page. We will 2 weeks from tonight, you can sign up anytime between that's live now. It went live about an hour ago. You can sign up anytime between now and about 2 weeks from now. We're giving away 2 Anytone D578 radios, 2 different radios, okay? Not 1, but 2. We're giving away the brand new Radiodity radio. I think it's called a GS5B. They're kind of being hush-hush about it, but it's supposed to program from your phone. You can program the radio Bluetooth from your Android phone. They've sent me one. Due to shipping delays, it hadn't arrived yet, so I don't have it yet. But they are going to drop ship the winner. Whoever the winner is that wins third place in this, they're going to drop ship. I'm going to send that info to Radiodity, and they will drop ship you one of the new radios. We're also giving away a CS820D, or I'm sorry, CS120D, which is the new Connect Systems UHF HT, which you can see right here. There we go. And then MFJ. MFJ has been really cool, and they sent me some stuff. They sent me an 1984 HP end-fed half-wave antenna, which is right here. Took pictures of it. I left all this stuff at home. I don't have it with me right now, but it's all at home in Grapevine. So they sent that over, and they also sent me a 929, an antenna tuner, which is nice. And then they sent a 915, which is a I forget what that is exactly. It's an isolator. It's a line isolator. That's what it is. MFJ line isolator. That's right there. You can see the picture of the antenna tuner. It's brand new in a box. So there's the line isolator. Not that, not that. There it is. And that's the antenna tuner right there. All this stuff's brand new in a box. Well, the Connect Systems radio did. I reviewed it. So I programmed it, reviewed it, put a video up about it, and other than that, it's new. You can enter one time. Somebody asked, how many times can you enter? Everybody's eligible one time. You can enter, and okay. Well, somebody posted it in the chat, so I will take entries from everybody one time. And at the end of the apparently on Gleam, you can go in there and say, remove duplicate entries and whatnot. And the picture of the two Anytone radios is right there on the front page of Gleam, so you can see that as well. Again, brand new radios, and that is that. So yeah, really like doing giveaways. It's always fun. And Frank, I can hear you breathing. That's all right. That's all right. In fact, I don't think they can't hear you because you're not on. I'm going to put you back up there, Frank.
All right.
There you go. So I already got 22 entries. The screen just refreshed.
Nice.
So, that's awesome. So
is Frank eligible on these?
Yeah, you can sign up.
Sweet.
Yeah, you can sign up. Yeah. So, but you can only win one. So we'll see. The thing is that people will. Somebody will sign up and somebody will be in an overseas shipping address, which is okay. I wish there was an easier way to ship overseas, and it wasn't so darned expensive, but we'll see.
Well, Nozzlehead posted in our Discord, our general Discord, of the fire that he has going by the creek or little pond he has.
Good.
Ooh, that is very nice. That is how I like to spend my Sundays.
Oh, good. So
I also gonna say hello here to Mike KE0OEW.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Ease Garage says, how do you enter? You go to the link that Frank just posted. You can go ahead and post that again. Gleam.io link down there. All you do is put your name and email address in there.
So when you're doing the drawing?
2 weeks from tonight. Our next live stream will be the drawing.
Yes, and that's when you're going to announce that I won the grand prize.
I'm not going to let you win the grand prize, dude. People might riot over that. Come on. So, anyway, Noel says if someone from overseas wins, I will cover the shipping.
Wow. Thank you, Noel.
Thanks, Noel. That's pretty slick.
And now we're going to have two people win.
Right,
overseas.
Yeah. The MFJ stuff and the small HT radios won't be a Radiodity. They're shipping from overseas anyway. They said they would drop ship that, so I don't have to pay for shipping on that. The only ones that are really the issue are these Anytone radios, and they're about 6 pounds each. The whole box is about 6 pounds. So to send overnight, it's probably like $50 or $45 to $55 for overseas priority shipping. I think, to send something in like a flat rate box. I think that's what it is. I don't remember the exact number right now, but we'll do what we can. I hope everybody wins. We'll see. So I hope everybody wins. I wish I could give everyone in the chat a radio, but I can't.
We'll just get more sponsors.
Well, these didn't even come from. These were donated to me by not by any of my sponsors, except for MFJ. MFJ has been an unofficial sponsor since the beginning. They've been very supportive, and they send me stuff all the time to donate and give away, and I've given away a lot of MFJ stuff, so that was good. My DX Commander costs $50. Yeah, Dawn. You live about a half hour from me, Dawn. So yes, that's about how much I pay.
Jason will give away a beer for the grand prize.
Oh,
a beard.
A beard. Give Frank a beard for the grand prize, is what he says.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's going to come back slowly. I have to see a couple more people before I do it.
Yeah.
But I'm shaving right now almost every day. Hopefully, when it comes back, it'll be thicker.
Yeah.
And I'm going to train it a little bit better.
Yeah. If you are in the United States, I say the 50 states, but really Puerto Rico also counts. If you are in a U.S. territory, shipping will be covered, so don't worry about that at all. That's not a problem. Canada is a little expensive, and then overseas, Europe and Asia are a little bit more expensive. But we'll cover it. It'll be fine. It's not a big deal. Again, I do enjoy having people from overseas watch the stream. I really do. I get comments from people all the time about they're somewhere outside of the USA. It's really fun. So, okay, who here came along for the DMR Codeplug? Raise of hands. Who came along for the DMR Codeplug? In the chat. Put a comment. Type yes in the chat if you came along.
We'll see that in about 30 seconds here.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Oh, that's a good. That gingerbread stout is a fantastic beer. I can't believe she's not sold out of those. I have to get one of those.
I was actually looking forward to Hoppenstein's fire
engine red. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did not have them in cans. And I didn't feel like buying a growler because I drink a can or two, mostly on the streams and other Zoom sessions. But other than that, they sit in the fridge. But Ham Radio Crash Course, I need a beer now. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
I see a bunch of yeses, and we got 100 watching. So are we ready for the...
It's 4:30 in the afternoon in California right now. If Ham Radio Crash Course didn't have a beer in his hand already, I would be really surprised. I'm just saying. So if it was Monday, he wouldn't have one. But it's Sunday, guys. Come on. But, all right. So, West...
Smoking Ape already posted a picture in the general Discord of Miller Lights filled with ice in a cooler.
Yes, yeah.
Shaking my head.
So yeah,
you can do better than that.
No, he and I have had fun teasing each other about Miller Lite. I tease him, and he says that it's a good beer, and I tell him no, it's really not, but it's all in good fun.
Well, Kenneth said code plugs are easy here.
Yeah. West MC45 up there says I have no idea what a DMR code plug is. So
are we ready?
Do you know what DMR is? Let me ask you that.
Oh.
Do you know what DMR is? So a code plug is nothing more than a computer file on your computer, on your hard drive or something, that programs your radio. That's all it is. So if you've ever used Chirp or RT systems, you open up the software, you type in all your information, you go to File Save, and you save that file somewhere on your computer. That is a code plug. That's not what they call it, but that's what it is. A code plug is just a computer file that programs your radio with information for repeaters, talk groups, blah, 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 whatever. It's not Yaesu Fusion. No, it's different than Yaesu Fusion. But Yaesu has software for their HTs also, or probably their mobiles also. You got
and it's not a big thing to do together. It's just if you use spreadsheets and you're able to work across multiple spreadsheets, then you pretty much have this mastered already.
Yes.
You just need a quick little walkthrough tutorial
right.
on how to use the software.
Correct. Yeah, that's all it is. And I'm going to use the Anytone software tonight. So I'm going to pop over here real quick. I've done videos in the past about how to do the done videos in the past about how to do the TYT software. And with the N0 GSG, oh, Frank, you're still in the. I don't think Frank, your Skype video's in the stream right now. But and I can hear you, but they can't hear you. So just FYI. So I'll switch back to you here in a minute. So where was I going with that? Scale to fit? No, that's not right. Okay. So I've done the TYT. I've done some videos on the TYT before. This is the Anytone software. This is the software for the D578UV, the new mobile radio. And you can interchange those code plugs with the N0 GSG Contact Manager software, which is a free download. Now, he asks for donations. I donated like $10 to him a couple years ago when I first started using his software, because his software is fantastic. So if you just Google N0, November 0, Golf Sierra Golf Contact Manager, download that software. You can take a TYT code plug and export it for an Anytone. You can export an Anytone to a Lenco or a BTEC DMR plus 2, 6x2, all of the TYT brands, Redivus, several others. So it's a really good piece of software. Okay, Frank is watching questions in the chat. So I wonder if I can, Frank, I should be able to bring you in here. Hold on one second. Let me do some on-the-fly editing. No, it's okay. Right there. Add source. There we go. Okay, I got you down at the bottom there. That way the audience can at least hear you.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, now you're below the screen. So, editing on the fly. So let's drag that over here. Okay, that's fine right there. Okay, that should do it. So, a DMR code plug. Anybody who's I'm going to go from the perspective that you know how to program an analog radio. Okay? You've got your repeater frequency, your receive and transmit, which with an offset. You've got a PL tone, or what's called a CTCSS tone, and then you've got a channel number. And a lot of the newer radios, you can name the channel. You know, the first radio I ever bought was the HTX 202, and the name of your channel was the frequency you program. You couldn't create a name in the channel. You just had to call it 145.27 or 146.700 or whatever. There was no alphanumeric on that radio. And I still have that radio. That's a great HT, by the way. If you ever pick one up at a Hamfest, it's fun to toy with those things. So if you know how to program a regular analog radio right now, be it a Bofang or a Ochang or even a Kenwood Yaesu ICOM radio, whatever, then you already know about repeater offset, and you know about CTCSS tone, and then you know how to name your channel. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight, and it's going to be all that with two things added. Here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. DMR is the same thing as analog. As far as programming DMR is the same thing as analog with two things added. Time slot and talk group. That's it. Okay. Now, people say, well, what about color code? Color code is your PL tone for DMR. It's the purpose of a color code in DMR does the same thing that a CTCSS tone does in an analog radio. So it acts the same way. So CTCSS doesn't exist in DMR. It's replaced by color code. So that's not an extra step that you don't have an analog. That's just a different name for that step. So if you got frequency, offset, plus or minus, you've got color code, time slot, and talk group. So we're going to go over here. And you guys let me know if you can see the screen or if I need to make it bigger. I can make it bigger if I need to. I'm going to take a drink while that 30-second lag catches up. Kenneth Fowler said he loved his HTX 202 and 404. I've got one of each. Those are...
Yeah, I'm talking to Rail about a 878 and 868 UV Anytone radios. Yeah. And I was saying I love mine, but if you're looking at the 868, have we look at that 878, the Bluetooth model? Because he mentioned that he's going to use it in his truck, and that Bluetooth model has that wireless Bluetooth button you can just put anywhere, and you push to talk with that Bluetooth, so you don't have to even interact with the radio.
Right, correct.
And I also shamelessly posted your video on when you reviewed it.
Oh, okay, that's fine. All right, cool. Okay, so here's the screen being bigger. Some people said, yeah, make the screen bigger. So Frank, you and I are not seen now, but they can still hear us. So let's see. Yeah, that'll work.
Beer number 2.
So David says, is there a test? No, there's not. Not from me anyway. So this is the Anytone D578 software, and if you just you open the software, this is the default screen it comes up to. And these are your channels here. And if you double click here, it opens up a new window just like that. And then you can see channel name at the top, so we can name it whatever we want. I'm going to name this hotspot. Doesn't matter. Hotspot, repeater, basically done the same way. I'm talking to the camera like you can see me, but you can't. So, and then we're going to do the receive and the transmit frequency, which this is going to, for a hotspot, generally speaking, you're going to do a simplex, which means that receive and transmit is the same frequency. So you can get a dual time slot hotspot to where it's an offset just like a repeater is. So on 440, it's going to be a plus or minus 5 megahertz. And on 2 meters, it's going to be a plus or minus 600 kilohertz, 0.6 megahertz. So you can decide which one you want there. You can find a really good listing of repeaters on RFinder. The RFinder app and website has a good, well, not the website, but the app has a really good list. For DMR, they have a better list than RepeaterBook does, but you can find stuff on RepeaterBook too. And RepeaterBook has a decent website where you can look that stuff up. So then we're going to do channel type of digital. You can do analog, digital, A plus D, transmit A, D plus A, transmit D. Now these two, as I understand it, these two will let you monitor and transmit cross mode. I have actually not played with that yet. So that's one of the things I'm going to be doing some testing on in an upcoming video. But as of right now, it doesn't have anything to do with the specific what we're doing tonight. So I'm not going to talk about those two things tonight because I haven't actually done that yet on the Anytone. So we're just going to choose digital right here. Your transmit power can be low, mid, high, and turbo, which the turbo is the highest one, obviously. Bandwidth should always be 12.5 kilohertz. In fact, I'm kind of surprised that it didn't. Generally, when you change to digital, it changes your bandwidth to 12.5 automatically on most pieces of software, but it didn't change it here. You don't want to do digital on 25 kilohertz. It won't work. It probably won't program into the radio that way. You'll probably get an error. Okay. Transmit TX permit, you can set to channel free. Same color code. Always basically means that every time you key up, it's going to transmit. And channel free means if there's activity on the channel, it'll give you the bonk like it didn't make the association. And then color code free, or different color code rather, means that if someone's talking on a different color code, it won't let you key up. So that is different. I mean that's the same there. So I just usually set if I'm using simplex like that with the hotspot that only I'm using, I just set that to always. That's all it is. So scan list, I'm not going to do a scan list tonight. I don't really like scan lists in DMR. A lot of people do, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm not going to do scan lists tonight. So this is version 1.05. Dawn or David was asking what version. It's 1.05 is what this is. For the 578, not the 878. So then we go over here. And your radio ID is something that you already have programmed in your software. I'll show you all where that is. And click OK to that. You can go over here to, where was it again? Digital radio ID list. And this is where you enter your DMR ID. And you can call it whatever. I called it KC5HWB. That's my call sign. You can call it whatever you want to. You can call it Jason's Radio. You can call it D578. You can call it whatever you want to right there. You can change the name to whatever you want to. So when you go back here to channel, it's asking you which ID, and you can program multiple IDs into the Anytone software, which is really fun because that way if your wife or your kid or somebody, your roommate or somebody, if multiple, or your EOC, if you have a DMR radio at your EOC and you want to switch IDs. so that when you key up, it's transmitting your ID. You can program multiple radio IDs into it. And then you just have to tell the channel when you're programming it which one to use. So that's the radio ID that I'm using here. Your color code is right here. Color code 0 through 15. And again, the color code does the same thing that a PL tone or a CTCSS tone does on analog. So let me check the chat here real quick. A hotspot probably won't need high power. That is true. You won't need a high power on a hotspot. Kenneth asks TGIF Junior or Zoom Spot. Both of them are Pi-Star hotspots. So either one. The TGIF does have a screen, where the Zoom Spot does. It has a screen, but there's much more information on the larger screen of the TGIF. Kenneth asks, Evan's hotspot? Yes, Evan makes a good hotspot. He hasn't sent me one yet, so I haven't had a chance to play with it. But
a question from earlier there, Jason,
go ahead.
Is there a website that has DMR Codeplugs on it?
Yes, DMR Tech. I saw you shared that. DMRTexas.net, mouse over code plugs at the top and go to the National Code Plug database, and you can see different states out there.
Yeah, I did answer it, but it's a good question for the stream, too.
You're right. You're right. So, since most all Hamfests have testing, are you planning to do remote testing on the YouTubers? No, we're not going to do any testing on the YouTubers Hamfest. None of us are VECs. Roger Schultz, hello. Good afternoon. Good evening. All right, so back this over here. So now we've got the color code. So up until now, pretty much everything that I've done, except for the radio ID part, pretty much everything I've done is the same thing you would do on an analog radio. You program the receive and transmit frequency. You would tell it analog instead of digital. Okay, and you can see it grays this stuff out over on the right. Change that back to analog, or change that back to digital. You can set your transmit power for low, mid, high. This is a mobile radio, remember, that we're programming right here. Bandwidth is going to be 25 kilohertz on digital, 12.5 kilohertz on, 25 kilohertz on analog, 12.5 kilohertz on digital. So most of this stuff is stuff that you would set already. You would set your receive and transmit frequency and your CTCSS tone, and then you would name your channel name whatever you want. Okay? So now we're going to set the time slot, which you only have two choices, slot 1 and slot 2. That's it. That's the only choices you've got. So you just have to pick one. If you're going to talk on a hotspot, it's going to be slot 2, 95% of the time. If you've got a dual time slot hotspot, then it could be either one. And you can set that for whichever one it is.
So on the single hotspots, you said slot 2 and not slot 1.
Correct. It's always going to be time slot 2 on a single time slot hotspot. That is correct.
That's a good tip to know.
Yeah.
I would have gone with 1.
No, it's always going to be 2. Sometimes some of the older ones worked on 1. I think they've kind of got away from that now. But 2 always worked also. So they generally tell you that I have. Now, what I would do if I were you, okay, there is that. I know I have it in here. This one's a little bit weird to look at, in my opinion, but we're just going to pick, I'm just going to pick, you know what, I'm just going to pick TAC 310.
What is Texas Nexus?
Texas Nexus is an interconnect. It's a network of fusion repeaters in Texas that are on digital only. You can't do analog. A lot of the fusion repeaters will do what's called AMS mode, automatic mode select, where you can chunk the repeater or key up the repeater and it will switch between analog and digital. Texas Nexus has set all of their, or I think all of them, most of their repeaters to digital only, so that it's just a digital system. Yeah. So it's an interconnected network of fusion repeaters in Texas. Additionally to that, they have an interconnection to Brandmeister Talk Group 31488, so you can key up a DMR talk group and talk into the Texas Nexus as well. So, I apologize for the crappy internet connection tonight, guys. I think it's on my end. It might be a YouTube problem. I don't know. But it might be the cruddy internet I have here on the island. So I missed. Why are you choosing the type of contact? So the contact is the talk group. So in the Anytone software, when it says contact right here, this is your talk group. So talk groups basically have three ways to two ways, region or by language. 95% of the time, 98% of the time, when you segregate a talk group, it's either going to be by region or by language. So you have
and talk groups also just an identification number.
Well, most of them do anyway. So so like Texas statewide, Alabama statewide, Hawaii statewide, North America, South America. They have talk groups for the TAC 310, 311, and 312 talk groups are all English-speaking talk groups. They have what is it called? Worldwide English. They have worldwide Spanish. They have worldwide French, worldwide German, so that you can talk on that talk group all over the world, but in a specific language. So 98% of the time, probably, a talk group is segregated by region, geographical location, or by language. So you can find language. There's a talk group in Tel Aviv, Israel, that is for English-speaking Israelis. So you can, and it's on Brandmeister. I think it's 410. I don't remember the number exactly, but you have a talk group like that for regional stuff that you can. I just realized that wasn't there. So no, I was talking to myself. Sorry, I was talking
Good Gay
to myself.
Ham said worldwide pig Latin.
Worldwide pig Latin. There might be one out there for worldwide pig Latin. I don't know. So so you've got talk groups designated by region and language. So, but this is your contact selection here. So you pick. I went ahead and picked TAC 310. And we're on color code 1, which most of your newer hotspots will allow you to change color code. Some of the earlier on hotspots, some of the earlier on versions of Pi-Star would not allow you to change color code. They were all set basically on color code 1, and you couldn't change color code back and forth the way that you can on a repeater. Color code does the same thing on a hotspot or repeater that it does that a digital PL tone or a CTCSS tone does in the analog world. If you have two repeaters or hotspots that are close together in proximity and close together in frequency, the color code will keep them from interfering with one another. So you can keep a hotspot on 434.5 here and 434.7 here, and then set them on different color codes, and they won't interfere with one another. So kind of the same thing there. Back here. Yeah, David says he says HRCC. Yeah, HRCC's in here. I have an HRCC talk group right there, so I could go there if I want to. Ham Radio Workbench podcast guys. They have a talk group as well. So we chose TAC 310, which is right there in the contact. Color code 1, which again is something you would set in your own hotspot, and then time slot 2. And then I would just name it. What I'd probably do is name it hotspot TAC 310. And name it whatever in the world you want to.
Now, what is
Click OK.
TAC 310? And there's a couple other TAC numbers in the list. Are those have certain meanings or designations, or that's just a name someone came up with a long time ago?
No, so the tactical talk group, they're a tactical talk group. So the tactical talk groups were created to offload. Originally, they were created to offload traffic from North America, because the North America talk group was literally active about 23 hours a day every day. And people would get on there, and it keyed up all the repeaters in North America, and people would get on there, and they just talk all day long. And that's okay, nothing wrong with that. But, you know, if 2 or 3 or 4 stations are on there talking, and you want to talk also, then it ties up all the repeaters. So the tactical talk groups were created so that people who wanted to carry on longer conversations, they could meet on North America, and they could say, hey, guys, let's go to the TAC talk group and continue the conversation. And then it would free up that largely public talk group. Today, this day and age, that the North America is not as active as it used to be, but the talk group 3100, that's sometimes called the DCI bridge or the 3100 bridge. I think Brandmeister just calls it USA. A lot of times people will meet on that nationwide talk group and then move off to the tactical talk group. So the purpose of the tactical talk groups are all supposed to be push to talk timeout talk groups, which means that if you chunk the repeater or the hotspot, Brandmeister has it set up where they time out on the hotspots now too. If you chunk it and activate it, it stays active for like 15 minutes, and if every time you key up your radio, that timer resets. So you can sit there and hold a conversation with someone, but then after you're done, it goes dormant after 15 minutes so that it frees up that talk group for other people to use.
Oh, fun.
So, yeah.
Kenneth said the 3100 is just like the old TAC 310. So he was agreeing with you.
The old TAC 310, the old TAC 310 was 3100 was like that long before TAC 310 was like that. So it was 3100, and then it went to TAC 310, and now it's back to 3100. So 3100 is supposed to be the nationwide talk group, kind of the meeting place. You meet there with 2 or 3 stations. Y'all hold a 5-minute conversation. You get off, that's okay. You hold a 5-minute conversation. You're like, hey, let's continue this. Let's move on to another talk group. That's what the tactical talk groups were supposed to be for. TAC 310 was kind of being used as a nationwide talk group, and they put an ixnay on that because it was never supposed to be used that way in the first place. So, there's flies in here. So, anyway, so that is, and then you can go, okay, let me turn my face off again. And then you've got your channel there in the top, and you can copy the channel and go to channel number 2, and I can paste, and it puts everything to the same. And then all I have to do is go in, and if I'm programming on the same repeater or the same hotspot, everything in here is going to be exactly the same as the one I copy and pasted. So all I have to do is go in here and change the talk group. So now I want to put this one on HRCC, and I click OK. And I can just go to next if I want to. Oh, it changed. It won't give the channel. It changed the name to TAC 311 because it won't name 2 channels the same name. So if I wanted to do that, I'd have to change this to HRCC like that, and then click OK. And now you've got channels 1 and 2 programmed. And then I can go here, and I can go paste, and then open this up. And I can change this to Galveston, TAC 310. And if there's a Galveston repeater, I would change the repeater settings here. I would change the color code here if I wanted to, if it's in a different color code. And I would leave TAC 310 alone. And then I'd click OK. So after that, it's a copy-paste job. So what I will say is that you can, let me go here and do this, and that, is that you can go into, you can go in there and you can set, it's pretty easy to set. I got you back in there, Frank.
All right.
Both of us back in there. It's pretty easy to set. Once you get one channel set, it's pretty easy to go through and copy paste, and then you can set all the channels for a single repeater or all the channels for a single hotspot, because the frequency and the color code is going to be the same on the repeater or the hotspot that you're programming for. And then once you get everything set for all those different talk groups, then you can switch and you can move on to the next repeater and go that way.
I did have a question for Mr. Disordered. Can you show us the website you got that programming software from?
No, because it was sent to me by one of the vendors.
Okay, well then,
you can
Good Game Ham Radio did post the Bridgecom link to it.
You can get it from the Bridgecom website. That's what I was going to say. That's why I usually send people there. It's download a code plug. You can get pre-made code plugs here. I don't remember where it was here, but it's somewhere on here. You can download. Software here. You can get software from anybody who sells those radios. Main Trading Company, I think, has them. R&L Electronics has it. You can download software from multiple different places like that. So, But it's free software. You don't have to buy it. It's free software. I mean, if you just drop dead, can't find it, shoot me an email. I'll send it to you. But yeah, it's
From Rob, can you use CTS on DMR radios, the continuous transmission tones on DMR radio?
So CTCSS on analog is the same thing as a color code on DMR. So on DMR, it's called a color code. So yes, you can. In fact, you have to use it. You cannot set a DMR repeater to go toneless, like you can set an analog repeater and just turn off CTCSS completely. You can't do that on DMR. You have to choose a color code. So when you see the term color code in DMR, that's the same thing as CTCSS in analog.
And I mispronounced it. It was Mr. Disorganized.
Mr. Disorganized, yes. I knew who you were talking about. So
sorry, man.
Yeah. So that's a quick and dirty way to go Codeplug. I'm actually working on kind of a series of videos that shows you how to build a Codeplug from scratch. My suggestion would be, and I can send you guys this, my suggestion would be to find a Codeplug with all of the talk groups already in it. Forget about the channels because everyone's region, unless you live close to one another, everyone's region of repeaters is going to be different. If you have a hotspot, that's great. A lot of people have more than one hotspot. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to program all your hotspots on the same frequency. Because then if you have a Pi-Star plugged in over here and an open spot plugged in over here and another one over here, and you key up your radio, it's going to key up all hotspots at the same time. And that's how you get that audio loop that you hear a lot of the times on TAC 310. It's like I'll say KC5 HWB on TAC 310, and I'll unkey, and you'll hear that same KC5 HWB on TAC 310, and it'll keep going over and over and over again. It's because someone's got a hotspot somewhere. They've got two hotspots, more than one, could be 2 or 3 or 4, on the same frequency, plugged up and connected to the network at the same time at their home. And having multiple hotspots is fine, but put them on a different frequency or a different color code, or just use one at a time and unplug them when you're using them. But that's where that boot loop, what they call a transmission loop or a boot loop, comes from, is people having multiple hotspots, and they've programmed their code plug, and they've all my hotspots are on this frequency, and I just use different hotspots. That's okay. Just don't use them at the same time. That's where that comes from. So.
And we got some good discussion here.
Good.
From our mods, number of them have said, "Hey, y'all, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us out."
Button. Yeah, for sure.
Plus, we have 103 people watching at our current moment.
Good.
And I don't see any really other questions about DMR at this moment in time.
Okay. Well, what I was starting to say a minute ago was I'm actually working on a series of videos that takes you from, and it's kind of a lot of it's a lot of information to cover in one time. So I want to put together a series, and I've started it. I'm not very far into it yet. I want to work on a series of videos that says, okay, Hotspot 101, start from scratch and go from here. I'm also working on some N0 GSG how-to videos, so that will be good as well. Yeah. Okay. Good. Don't need that. So, any questions? Post them in the chat. Yes, Alfred Archer asked, "Can we program our local repeaters in there also?" I assume you mean analog, and yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can program analog repeaters as well as digital repeaters in the Anytone software.
Just on the modes, you just choose analog instead of digital.
Correct.
And then you have all the other regular analog options, like the continuous transmission tones and all the other expected options.
Right. Mr. Disorganized says, "Will this work for programming Kenwood radios?" Not exactly. So I don't know what you mean by Kenwood, because Kenwood has analog. They have DMR and P25. They have D-Star radios. So those are all programmed differently. Kenwood has a line of DMR radios called the NX series, and the programming on those is very different from all the other stuff that I've programmed before. It's kind of a headache. But
is there a list? This is coming from Ryan, of D-Star reflectors that are connected to DMR talk groups.
Not that I've ever seen. I've never seen a complete list of stuff that's interconnected to one another. No. Chuck says, I can't hit any Fusion repeaters from home, but I did see I have a close D-Star. Well, then get a D-Star radio. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. People call me, I'm a big DMR fan. As I've said this before on many episodes before, I'm a big DMR fan. I like DMR better than Fusion. I like it better than D-Star. That does not mean I think that D-Star and Fusion are trash. I've never said that. I just simply like DMR better. Okay? So, but people will call me, they'll email me, and they're like, hey, you like DMR better. I heard you say that. So should I buy a DMR radio? And I'm like, well, what's close to you? What kind of repeaters are close to you? And they'll say, well, there's Fusion repeaters all over here, but there's no DMR repeaters. And I'm like, dude, buy a Fusion radio then. Don't buy a radio.
Like how.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, that's how I answer when I feel the questions of should I get an iPhone or an Android.
Yeah.
My gut reaction is Android hands down.
Yeah.
But you got to ask, who are your friends groups? What are all they using? If they're using Androids, then get an Android, especially if you're not a very techie person.
Right.
Go with what your friends have, because they're going to be your immediate tech support before you go searching and looking for other things. So in the same instance of digital radios, go to your local clubs. Ask them, hey, what type of repeaters do we have? What digital stuff we have on here? Because North Texas, like you said, is hopping with DMR. There's very few D-Star repeaters around here, or Fusion repeaters. Actually, there's a lot of Fusion repeaters. I know,
There's a lot of Fusion
but I
repeaters.
think the digital is turned off. Not going down that rabbit hole. But on other areas, it could be different. D-Star could be hopping and Fusion could be hopping. But get in touch with your local radio club. That's the best recommendation I have for a new ham. Is just get in touch with your local radio clubs, because they will help you set it up. These videos are great, but once you get someone trying to do it with someone, they will be more than happy to answer your questions, show you the ropes, and then get you into the club, because that's the best thing to stay in this hobby.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry,
So
I'm off my
you're right.
soapbox.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, Don says you can't do DMR over HF. That's true. I don't really think that I care, but yeah, that's true. Let's see.
Don, I don't
How
want to
about-
do FaceTime. I agree.
Right. How about putting up your own DMR repeater for the community? Yes. Bob Finch, very wise. That's what I say to people, because I've got like 6 DMR repeaters in the air with my call sign on them. How long till we see an all-mode, one radio, P25, D-Star, Fusion, DMR, etc.? A lot of companies have worked on that. Apparently, it must be harder than it sounds, because a lot of companies have worked on it and nobody's actually done it yet. So I think it'll probably happen, but it's not going to be overnight or anything like that. Never thought we will see ham use the internet as propagation. Very sad. You want a good digital radio, use your phone, much cheaper. Disagreed, but to each his own. Internet's not propagation. Internet is a connection. Okay, there's a difference between an internet propagation, or the HF propagation, radio wave propagation, and connected over the internet. There's nothing wrong with either one. You should use ham radio for whatever you want. The cool thing about a DMR and a Fusion radio is that they'll also do simplex. And if you've never done DMR simplex from a 40-watt radio in your vehicle driving around town, you're missing out, because that is incredibly fun. You'll be surprised at how far it can go. No internet connection needed at all. Do DMR simplex or Fusion simplex or D-Star simplex. Drive around town. Talk to your buddies on simplex. It's really fun. You'll be surprised how much farther it goes than
Alfred
analog.
asked. Alfred asked. I didn't mean to cut you off there. How do zones work?
Zone is a collection
I missed
of
the context.
Yeah, we didn't talk about zones. A zone is a collection of channels. So you can create a zone for per repeater. You say, okay, I've got 10 talk groups on this repeater. I'm going to create a zone for the name of this repeater and put all my channels in it. Then you create another zone for this other repeater. You can create another zone for this city or this metroplex and put all your channels in that zone. So a zone just separates channels in different different areas like that.
Yes, that's how I usually break up my zones in my DMR radio. Each one's listed by the city and the repeater name, and then I break all the different talk groups that are on it. So that's how I break mine up. And also, then I have a zone just for the analogs. So there's
Right.
one zone that says analog, 2 meter analog, and then I have all my 2 meters, and I have another one that is 70 centimeter analog because the 868 UV is a dual band DMR radio, which is a great radio.
It is, yeah.
I'm not saying I'm biased or anything, but I have one of those.
Paul De Maroni asks, is DMR popular because of the cost? Yes. But it's also popular because it's non-proprietary and it's open source. Okay. Now, Fusion and D-Star are now open source to a certain extent these days. D-Star wasn't when it started, but it is now. That's why you got Kenwood making D-Star radios, but it's older technology. Fusion is open source, yes, but it's not. But the WiresX network is not open source because you can't connect a hotspot to the WiresX network. You can connect it to Fusion reflectors, FCS reflectors, and YSF reflectors, but those don't interconnect to the WiresX network that's owned by Yaesu unless you do some kind of finagling behind it. There's a way to do it, and there's a lot of guys that have done it, and it works fine. But natively, a hotspot won't connect to WiresX. So DMR is open source. They share the codes with everybody, and that's why there's like 45 companies worldwide making DMR radios. I'm not saying it's better because of that. I'm just saying that's what the that's the truth of DMR. Let's see. Chevy says internet propagation was used as a joke. I've had people say that to me before, that they're like, "Oh well, let's just all get on the internet." I didn't know if you were kidding or not, dude. I don't know who you are. Sorry. I didn't mean to offend you if I did. But, yeah. So, used to go to the park meeting. Oh, Good Game says, I used to go to the park meetings when I was there. Oh, Plano Amateur Radio Club, yeah. 147.18, yep. That was, that repeater still gets used pretty good. I have a 7100 to try to do 2 meter sideband. 2 meter sideband's fun. 2 meter and 440 sideband are both really fun, in my opinion.
I see an awesome, important question that the chat has, and I really want to ask it.
Go.
It's from David. When will you have more Ham Radio 2.0 t-shirts and hats and other swag we can order?
I am working on a really cool website update, guys. We are updating the website, and not only will I have Ham Radio 2.0 shirts, hats, and beer glasses. I don't have one of those here, but beer glasses. So not only will I have all Ham Radio 2.0 stuff up there, but we're going to have some. We've come up with the YouTubers Bunch logo, which you will get to see at the YouTubers Hamfest. So stay tuned.
Get a sneak peek.
So I'm gonna. You can, but not the open audience here. I don't want to just. I mean, the YouTubers are in the chat, man. I can't share it before they do. So we're going to have T-shirts from all of the different YouTuber channels. I've got logos from 741. The Smokin' Ape is supposed to be sending me his logo. I've got logos from N0SCC. I've got logos from
So this is going to be combined.
This is going to be combined.
Swag site.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Pull your resources.
I got some
Our powers combined, we can make some awesome sites.
I got some Parks on the Air stuff. I've got some I've got a couple of, so I'm working on a new website update. It's going to be really freaking cool. I think it is. I'm really excited about it. So I'll share that with you guys as soon as I can. So is Callum, Don asks, is Callum on it? Is Callum on what? Let's see. Yeah, Good Game says, funny you ask. Yeah, Good Game, K5 ATA, Good Game, Ham Radio and Outdoors. He'll have some swag on the website. Tim, W8NGT says, I'm in Michigan, Lansing. I think Lansing's a town in Michigan, is it not? I haven't been able to get a contact on DMR. If one of getting a hotspot would fix that. Well, it would give you more options for DMR talk groups to get a hotspot, but it depends on what repeaters are around you. So I personally like talking on repeaters better than hotspots, but that's me. But I use my hotspots also. So there's nothing wrong with either one. So whatever works for your area. Let's see.
We have Eric, VE2LKR from Canada joining us.
Cool.
He said 7-3. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Good.
We haven't did a lot of our shout outs tonight. Sorry. we'll do that next time.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's see. I'm going to be. I don't know what it's. Is Callum on the shirt? Yes, we have DX Commander logo. We'll have DX Commander logo shirts. Here's the thing about Callum that's cool. He's like, man, because we were talking about this the other day. He's like, I would love a way to be able to sell my shirts to a USA audience. And I'm like, guess what? That's what we're doing. So really excited about that. We're trying to do it the other direction so that Callum can get some swag and sell it to his UK audience, his EU audience. But haven't crossed that bridge yet. But yeah, we're gonna have some DX Commander stuff. Ham radio over the internet, the end of the wireless hobby. Sad. See, I don't know if you're joking, dude. I don't know if you're serious. If you're joking, if you're serious, then you're wrong. If you're joking, then haha, I think that's funny. So
well, let's just peek into that just a little bit.
All right.
It is kind of cheating with hotspots. Let's be kind of frank here. When you just have a hotspot sitting in your house, if you have
Frank,
local.
You're Frank. You said let's be kind of frank. You're Frank. I'm not.
I
Frank.
love that joke. I say it on purpose all the time.
I know
you. If I'm sitting under a footprint with many different DMR radios here, and I have a hotspot that I'm keying out left and right, it is kind of cheating. I'm not really utilizing the hobby as it really was not really intended, but not just utilizing the hobby that much. But if you are in a rural area and you don't have many repeaters, or you don't have a repeater that you could hit, then it is perfectly acceptable to use that hotspot. Kind of, in my opinion.
Right.
It's the kind of the use case that is there, but once you key it up, then it goes to all the different repeaters in the area, and then you're doing ham radio again. You're using our amateur radio waves. You're utilizing the spectrum, which is the most important part of ham radio out there. We need to get our operators on the air, especially on HF, so we don't lose any more spectrum. All right, I'm off that second soapbox tonight.
So here's the thing, okay? Here's my opinion. If it produces RF, then it's radio. I mean, that's the end of the story. Now, there's a thing called a DV Megacast that is a non-RF producing radio that will connect you to DMR D-Star Fusion, and it has a microphone on it. You can key it up and talk in through the network, but it doesn't produce RF. Okay, and that's okay. I'm not saying anything bad about it's made by Comatronics. I'm not saying anything bad about it. But it's like a Zello thing. Okay, Zello is not radio. Sorry, it's just not. Zello is an app. Okay, this is a radio because this produces RF, and this will let me talk to other RF radios. Okay, so anything that produces RF is radio. You can do RF radio to radio. You can do RF radio to repeater. You can do RF radio to hotspot that's interconnected. Hotspot on the internet. You could do RF to... There's a lot of fusion repeaters in our area, dude, that don't even have an internet connection. Okay?
But how about all the cell phones out there? Are they technically radio too because they produce RF?
Mm-hmm. They are. The difference between a cell phone and a radio is that without a tower, the cell phone won't work. Without a repeater, the radio will work. That's the difference. Because you can't do simplex. I can't call Frank from my cell phone to his cell phone without a cell tower in between us and talk to him direct. There is no such thing as cell phone simplex. It'd be kind of cool if there was, but there's not. So
no, I can get on my cell phone and use Wi-Fi calling, and then that will be over the internet.
Yes, but you're still relying on an internet connection. So you can't do like if we went to the deer lease, I wouldn't be able to call you directly if we turned off our 4G and turned off our Wi-Fi. I couldn't call you directly on a phone. I could call you on this.
No. Yes.
So that's the difference. So internet connection in the way middle is not wireless. Sorry. Yes, it is. Radio to internet to radio. LOL. Please. See, I don't know if you're joking, dude. Very soft argument, sad. No, how about I just mute you? How's that? How about I just go put you in timeout, put user in timeout, goodbye. So I don't know. You've got a name that sounds like a Chevy, so yeah.
Ooh, that's harsh.
Ford.
Fred
all
had
the
a
way.
question
Goodbye.
for you there.
Fred with the super chat once again. Fred is doing this number right here. Thanks for the super chat, Fred. Appreciate that. My logo is 2Q plus 2Q added up. What's the answer? I don't know, dude. You've lost me on that. Maybe I've had too much of this tonight, dude. I don't know. I don't get that. Yeah. See, Frank put a.
I put 2Q squared.
2Q squared mathematical equation. Oh boy, sheesh. I don't know. I don't get that. 4Q. Yeah. I don't know what 4Q is. Like 4Q. Yeah. How about QQ? How about this? World of Warcraft days. Do you know what QQ means? Who knows what QQ means? Put it in the chat.
Nerd colors are flying.
Yeah. QQ. If you type QQ just like I did in the chat, what does that mean?
I don't know. I never played WoW.
I'm seeing anybody in the chat knows. Well, it's not just WoW. I think it originated there, but it's no, not too cute. No. Mongoose. And the answer is, what is it? Somebody tell me what QQ means. No. Mike Knapp, no. Mike Smith, no. Don, no. Not too cute. What does QQ mean? Nobody knows what QQ means. That's funny. Vim, no. Nope. Haters gonna hate. No. Sad eyes. That's the closest thing right there. What does a Q look like? It looks like an eyeball with a tear in it. QQ looks like two eyes with tears in them. That's what QQ means. Stop crying. No more QQ. No, it doesn't mean quit. It means crying. Stop your crying. That's what. If you ever heard the term less QQ, more pew pew, it means stop crying and shoot someone. in the context of a video game, I'm talking about. Oh God, Alt QQ made you leave the game. That's because Alt Q makes you quit whatever application you're in. But yeah, true. No, it's not quit. It's stop your crying. Less QQ. Oh, it's all good stuff. Okay.
So is Emily giving you eyes over there? Giving you weird looks?
No, she's in the other room.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're good. All right, Steve says they're dynamic, I believe. Did Tim have a question? I was being stupid. But
I got to go back up. I wasn't watching.
No, he was talking to Steve about something, I think. So, yeah, quit. I explained it close. I want to be IKEA 4, man. I haven't shot anyone in a long time. Oh wait, talking about in the context of a video game here, dude. Come on. So yeah, it's all good stuff. Yeah, Fred. I don't know, man. Let's double up on beer money. Mm-hmm. Yeah, beer money's always appreciated.
Honestly,
so
I've been drinking so much more since we started this whole quarantine, stay-at-home stuff. It's not funny.
It's like, shoot, I don't have to drive anywhere. Let's pop one open. So we've got 58 total entries on the giveaway right now. Those of you who just joined, how many are we up to? How many watchers are we up to, Frank?
120.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So we're giving away 2 Anytone D578 mobile radios, brand new in a box. We're giving away one of the new Radioddity GS5B. I think that's what it is. The new Radioddity that they've been talking about for a while. We're giving one of those away. Radioddity is going to drop ship that to you, by the way. So we're giving that away. We're going to give away. I'm going to go back over here to this view.
Thank you for all the beer money. I am going to have a couple of new cases next stream.
Yeah. Yes, Fred. Thanks, buddy. Couple of cases. Yeah, that'll buy more than a couple cases. Thanks, Fred. Appreciate that. You're always really, really supportive of the YouTube channel. I'm
going to find a new brewery. I'm going to have a new brewery next time.
Yeah, that's right. So, Hans Gerber, Ford baby, thumbs up. Yeah. Been a Ford guy. My dad's a Ford guy. Been a Ford guy for decades, and he ingrained that into my head when I was young. So that's why I'm a Ford guy. Also, it's because Fords are better than everybody. That's another reason I'm a Ford guy. But it's really my dad that did it. So, oh boy, yeah, good deal. IK04, $5. Thank you for the super chat. Very nice. Appreciate that, guys. Link to the giveaway for tonight. Frank just posted it. I posted it right before that. There is a giveaway. 2 Anytone radios, a new Radioddity radio, a Connect System CS120D, and 3 items from MFJ: an antenna, a tuner, and a line isolator.
And what we're celebrating for this giveaway?
Yeah.
5 years.
5 years on
radio.
YouTube. 5 years yesterday. Well, yeah, 5 years yesterday was when Ham Radio 2.0 was created. So, yeah. So
I've been around for 2 of those years.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, Anytone makes good stuff. That's why I'm going to buy it. Yep. That's a lot of beer money for. That's a lot of 8 beer. Yeah. That's a lot of 8 beer. Ham Radio Crash Course is back. Cry more. Don.
I do have a
Mopar. I'm a big Mopar fan, except for when it comes to Noel KF5 SLK. I'm not. I like to tease him about his Dodge because the Ford is better than the Dodge. But I'm a big Mopar fan. I had a 1968 Dodge Charger when I was in high school. I wish I would have never sold that. Wow. Love that car.
Ron did ask in the chat, any thoughts about DMR protocol versus analog?
Protocol, what does that mean? What's he?
Well, probably what are the advantages of using DMR versus analog? That's how I'm going to take that question.
Well, let me thank, hold on, I'll answer that. Okay, let me thank Tim, W8NGT, and Mike Knapp, both for the super chats. Thank you very much. That's very appreciated. Let's see. So,
Mike said to be applied for non-micro only. So we can't go out and get a micro brews. Is that what he's meaning?
Non-macro, he said. So in other words, micro brews. So smaller breweries. So in other words, I can't buy Coors Light with it, which I wouldn't buy that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm going to go out and get a new brewery, one that we haven't tried before, which is pretty hard, given that other channel we hit up almost every brewery in the DFW area.
I know it, yeah.
It's a challenge I'm going to take on.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of, I think I'm going to do my Friday night. Do you have the link to the Texas Brewcrafters channel, Frank?
I can dig it up.
Okay. So I have another channel on YouTube called Texas Brewcrafters that I haven't really been doing much with lately. But ever since this shelter-in-place stuff came up, I've done some live stream. I've done some live streams at 5:00 p.m. Central Standard Time on Friday afternoons because Community Beer Company came up with this social distancing thing for nationwide cheers, and they said everyone raise a glass at 5 p.m. Central Time, take a picture of yourself, put it on Facebook, Instagram, whoever. So I thought, why not start a live stream? So I've done that. I haven't done it in the last 2 weeks, but I did it for like 2 or 3 weeks in a row. I think I'm going to do it again this coming Friday. So anyone who's interested...
I was asking you almost like every week.
I know.
Are we ready? Are we going to go?
Well, last week was our technician class. That's why I didn't do it last week.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I understand that, but...
So, Fred. Thanks, Fred. So anybody who's wanting to get on Zoom and talk about which glass they're going to raise at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time this coming Friday, if I know you, I will give you an invite to our Zoom call. If I don't know you, then because of all the Zoom bombing stuff, I'm not going to. But I know a lot of these guys in the chat. A lot of us YouTubers will be on there, I think, because I was talking to them about it earlier today. So
you're number 3. Like I said, I've been going through a lot of them.
Well, that's light beer. So, but it's light beer with a higher ABV than it's not ape beer. I'll put it like that. So let's see.
12 ounces, 2.5 alcohol per volume.
Oh,
it's not whiskey.
That's smaller than I thought it was, but okay. Cool. So, Zoom bombing MRD. Yeah, you know what Zoom bomb? Yeah, were you there that night? That wasn't Mike's fault, but Mike was there.
No, was not there. I don't think he was.
Yeah.
The images, the horror. You can't
We're
scrub
not
your
doing that
mind.
again. We're not doing that again. It's all good. It's all good stuff.
I'm
So,
glad we weren't streaming.
if anybody, okay, so we've got 58 signups right now on the giveaway. The giveaway will go for 2 weeks, guys. Y'all have plenty of time to sign up. All you got to do is put in your email address. That's it. 72. Woo. 72. Fred, I saw your question earlier. The answer is yes. Let me know. Text me, and let me know how and when you want to do that. After this giveaway is done, after these 2 weeks is good. So
did you answer the differences between just general digital versus analog? What are the properties and other things that are better or worse versus the two?
Generally speaking, you will get. I don't know what. I don't know how to science exactly, but so I can't tell you why. But generally speaking, you will get about a 20 to 25% farther reach with a digital signal than you will an analog signal when you're talking about transmitting on the 440 megahertz band with a DMR radio over an analog radio. Simplex, no internet, no repeater, no hotspot, simplex. So go test it. I've tested it. I know that's a fact because I read about it. I thought, really? Let me test that. And I've tested it with a friend of mine. WA5YXS, Kent and I, we drove around a bunch and tested. We also talked on 220 simplex, 223.500 simplex. That was fun. Talking on 220 simplex is freaking cool. Analog. But Fred, you were just with the keyboard, man. You were just booming with the keyboard. Chuck said he found out how to do Zoom. Chuck was with us on Mount Pacifico last November. So shoot me an email, Chuck. You can join us on Friday. Stephen Easley, KG5OKB, he says he's game for Friday. Good deal. Did you see the video of the gym that used Zoom to do an aerobics class? No, I didn't, but I've seen videos similar to that. Let's see.
Mike says digital radio uses 12.5 kilohertz wide.
Right.
Analog uses FM, twice the bandwidth and more power and noise, which means less signal loss to noise ratio.
Less power is not correct, but because you can use the same amount of power on DMR as you can. Depends on what he means by less power. You mean
less signal to noise ratio.
Yeah, less signal
for any given power output.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's correct. I'm not.
Usually I pre-read these so I don't stumble through it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but you're not really good at English anyway. So.
Well. Hi.
AB5U in the house, Charlie, good to see you here tonight, man. Thanks for joining. 2 talk paths to digital, 1 talk path to analog. That's a good point. Radio to radio. Yeah, I'm talking simplex here, guys. I'm talking simplex. Okay, DMR simplex. Those of you with DMR mobile radios in your vehicles, find a friend who has a mobile DMR radio in there. Even if you have an HT with an external mag mount antenna, it won't work as well because it's only 4 or 5 watts. But even if that's all you've got, okay, find a friend with the same thing and drive around your town together, a friend that lives close to you, and do some DMR simplex. Try it. I challenge you. I challenge you to try it. Try it. Mobile radios will work much better. So if you have a Connect System CS800 or CS800D, if you have an MD9600, if you have a D578, okay, if you have a Motorola 4350, 4550, 5550, if you have a Hytera mobile radio, okay, try DMR simplex on amateur radio frequencies, on the general amateur radio frequencies. Try it, driving around town, talking to your friends on DMR simplex. I want to know what your opinion is on that. Come back 2 weeks from now when I do the drawing, and I want to know what you guys have to say about that. It is freaking awesome. I'm telling you. So
Rob asked, is there a national calling frequency or just a calling frequency for digital?
There's not there's not a calling frequency for digital, but there are 4. Let me look those up real quick because I don't have them memorized. There are 4 generally accepted digital DMR Simplex frequencies. So, hold on. And Chris Cotter's in the chat tonight, KD5HLI. He was the gentleman that taught the awesome technician class that we streamed the last 3 days.
Yep.
So let me see.
That was my next bullet in the round. I was waiting to say that. Yes.
Yeah, okay, good.
What awesome job he did.
Yes.
Presenting for about 7 to 8 hours. So that was a great thing he did.
Okay. Oh, this is a new website. I haven't seen this one before, but this is really good. Let me put this in the chat real quick. Okay, so go to that link, and those are the DMR, the 4 UHF and 2 VHF DMR Simplex frequencies. You know what? I haven't tried VHF Simplex on DMR. I wonder how well that would do over UHF. Because we were talking on UHF the times I've tried it. So, yeah, DMR Simplex is incredibly fun.
I also like to point out Carrie's in the house, Chris's wife, who let us have him from that many 3 nights in a row.
Don't kid
She
yourself.
Took the kids away.
She kicked him out. She's like, get out of here. That's what my wife does to me. I assume that's what she does to him. So yeah, but
Go play on the radios.
Yeah. IKO4 says, hell yeah, that class was a marathon. I tell you what, guys, here I'm being totally serious right now. I had a lot, when I announced that class 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had a lot of people email me or put because I posted it on Facebook, I posted it on LinkedIn, and I said, hey, here's what we're doing. And I had a lot of people ask me, so are you just going to read from the book? Or are we going to actually get some really good information on this class? And I said, you're going to get good information. Why don't you come and check it? Why don't you come watch it and see? And I kid you not, I had 0 people tell me this class was worthless. This is just reading from the book. This is just same information I get by reading the book myself. I had 0 people tell me that. Everyone commented in a very positive manner saying, wow, this was awesome. This was really good information.
That's why I'm hoping for a extra class out of this,
Yeah.
because that's the value that Hearst Club adds on to their classes.
Agreed.
They don't just sit you down and say the answer for this question is, the answer for this question is.
Agreed.
Here is how you work the formulas, and they move on. They sit there and explain and show you what's actually going on so you can understand it. At least for me, if I understand it, it doesn't matter what question you throw at me, I'll be able to answer it.
That's right. No, I agree.
And that's one reason why I just fell in love with the Hearst Club.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, totally agree with that. So it's it was a great class. So if anyone has anyone else in your family, in your life, who you know wants to get an amateur radio license, is not licensed yet, go watch that class. It is information galore. It will explain to you the why. Because a lot of these will just give you the what. A lot of these classes will just give you the what. They'll give you what the question is and what the answer is. They don't tell you why. This class tells you why. So, it's N5YM, Frank. November 5. Yankee Mike.
Ah.
That's okay, guys. Frank just learned English like 3 days ago. So, that's good. IK04, my VEC will have a test session next weekend. Are you talking about local or are you talking about online? Because I keep getting asked, I have answered this question 25 times, but people keep asking me, when's the next online test? Some guy posted in one of the chats, he's like, hey, I looked up your online testing and there's nothing in Houston. Can you recommend someone? I'm like, dude, it's online. It's not in Houston. It's not in Dallas. It's not in frickin' Podunk, Arkansas. It's on frickin' line. Anchorage VEC, hamstudy.org/sessions. The 2 places that did you okay?
Just
good.
got those in the chat.
Frank just put 2 links in the chat. That is where online testing is happening right now. It's been happening there for weeks. It's happening right now. You may have to wait. If you go sign up today, you may have to wait 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know. I don't know what their backup is. But that's happening there right now. Double Mongoose. Thanks, Frank. Or Frank. Fred. I'm looking at Frank. I'm saying Fred. Thanks, Fred. Oh, boy, it's all good stuff. All good stuff. How about a master giveaway? Fred, that's all you, buddy. That's all you. So, yes. Awesome. So, those of you who, how many we up to now, Frank?
117.
That's about what it was last time. Okay, good. We are doing a giveaway for about 4 different radios and 3 different MFJ products. 7 items total. And everybody's eligible for one. So if you win one, you can't win one of the others. And that link will be posted here in just a second. Again, so everybody can sign up once, and you're welcome to do so. Really, really, really like doing giveaways just because. So, 75 total entries in the chat right now. It's you got 2 weeks though. You got plenty of time to sign up, and I will send this out to my email list. And Fred, yes, let me know, bud. Yeah, let's do it, Fred. It's up to you, buddy. Fred's a great supporter of the Ham Radio 2.0 video series. Awesome supporter. I've had some really good supporters over the last 5 years. Fred's in the top 5. So appreciate all you do out there, Fred. Let's see. Carrie's still in there posting about stuff.
Don, Frank's has to sponsor a whiskey giveaway.
Ooh. I can't give away
I might
whiskey.
contribute something.
I can't give away. No, because how are you going to verify? I don't want to send whiskey to a kid. I think I'd have the cops knocking on my door. You'd have to verify it somehow. Yeah. Fred, I said you were in the top 5, dude. The number 1 is in the top 5. Come on, man. So, yeah, join the Discord. Yeah, Firefighter. Oh, Firefighter. That's a weird way to spell it. I've never seen that before. Firefighter and Noel are talking about Ham Radio Hotline. I've not used it, but I hear good things. And yes, join the Discord. We can do a bunch of stuff. So we can talk about that. Okay, guys. Hey, I hope that I know we rambled a bunch tonight, and I hope that we answered some questions. It is this live stream is going. I'm sorry. This giveaway is going to go for another 2 weeks, and we will be giving away the 7 items I talked about earlier. Fred's in there posting about maybe.
How about Ham 2.0 shot glasses instead of the whiskey?
That's a good idea.
Or tumblers. Ooh, a Ham 2.0 tumblers.
Tumbler.
I would use that.
Oh yeah, you know what? I was gonna get some tumblers done at Hamvention this year because that guy right next to the R-Finder booth was making them last year, and I'm like, I'm gonna get some this year, or at least get their card and order some. And then Hamvention got canceled. So
adios, Fred. 7-3.
Fred, thanks for the super chat, brother. Shoot me a text, man. Appreciate your great support out there, bud.
Mike said he'll buy a tumbler. We'll need to look into that.
Who? Mike KDMRD, yep. Mike?
Yes, the Mike in our chat.
Mike in our chat. There's a bunch of Mikes in our chat, dude. Mm-hmm. So K8MRD. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that Mike. Yeah. Mike Knapp. Yeah. Mike. Okay. Good. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate you being here tonight, bud. We will get together this week and talk about some stuff. I want a shirt. Hey, guess what? YouTubers bunch, guys. I'm talking about the website. We're going to do some stuff. If you guys haven't sent me your logos yet, hint, hint, you know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it done. So it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be cool. So, yeah, Steve, KE8NKO asks for a giveaway link. We've only posted it about 20 times, but it's okay. It's all right if you just got here.
I responded to it in there again.
Yeah, I see it.
I did like Charles' suggestion: FCC call sign masks.
Yes, I saw that. That's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, come on, Smoking Ape. Let's get your. I need your logo, not the Miller Lite logo. Just so you know, okay. Just
don't say that while I was drinking. That was almost dangerous.
I thought you left, Fred. So yeah, I want a Smoking Ape shirt. Yeah, I'm gonna wear a Smoking Ape shirt on the stream one night, dude. That'd be fun. So it'd be awesome. Smoking Ape. So I'll yeah. GrapevineAmateurRadio.com. If you go there right now, you'll see that the site is down for maintenance. So we're gonna.
I'm not gonna post that link.
No, it's fine because it's not ready yet. I'm revamping, and it's gonna be pretty cool. Hey guys, thanks for watching Night 73. I'm gonna close out with because there wasn't many people here last time. I'm going to close out with our YouTubers Hamfest promo for May 23rd. It's going to be an all-day live stream. We're going to hand it off from one station to one channel to the other. We're going to have a lot of really good vendors and presenters on that day. Big names that you've heard about: Flex Radio, Elecraft, ICOM, Bridgecom, the Arden Mesh guys, Pactena, Bioinno batteries, ARRL, bunch of stuff. It's going to be a really cool time. I hope that you will join us for the Hamfest. First ever all online YouTubers Hamfest, done by a bunch of guys who are really my good friends, but that means that they're just as nuts as I am. So hope you'll join us. Here is the promo 73, and we will catch you guys next time. Bummed that Hamvention isn't happening this year?
Yeah, so are we.
Just like you, we were looking forward to seeing all the new radios.
Antennas.
Ham radio toys.
Seeing all the industry folks.
Learning new skills and
getting the latest information on our hobby.
We were also looking forward to seeing other creators.
And having a beer or two.
Or maybe a little crown.
Yeah, we were bummed.
But we came up with an idea.
We're getting together live.
But isolated.
And we want to bring you the latest,
the greatest, and the largest virtual ham radio show ever attempted.
Ever.
On Saturday, May 16th, 2020.
Join all of us YouTubers
as we gather live on each of our channels.
And bring you everything new,
cool,
and amazing in ham radio technology.
Join me.
Join me.
And me.
And
some of these guys.
guys.
All day Saturday.